going, everybody? My name's Dalton. Welcome back to another episode of Garage 99. In today's video, we've got another vehicle over here from Monicatti Auto Sales. This is a 2013 Chrysler 300C, but this is not the V6 all-wheel drive one. I believe this is the V8 rear-wheel drive one. They just got this thing in, and what makes this car so special, yes, it is just a 300. It only has 11,000 miles on it. It's 2013, 7 years old. I mean, that's like less than 2,000 miles a year. It's insane. So I don't know if this thing was just sitting somewhere or what, but it's actually a pretty nice vehicle. I mean, I should expect nothing less from almost brand new luxury vehicle, you know, from Chrysler. So we're jumping on the freeway right now, and I can talk about the inside a little bit. Not a really dated interior. I actually really like that it's got this kind of like smoked black wood grain looking interior trim to it. In typical fashion, it does have the analog Chrysler clock at the top here. Did let it warm up a little bit when we were sitting there, so let's see what it's got. It's got a really decent pickup, actually. I'm pretty impressed. Wow, it actually really picks up. It sounds pretty good, but considering it is a luxury vehicle, they do have quite a bit of sound deadening inside of the cabin, so you're not going to hear a ton of it. You know, a lot of people do put exhausts on these. To each their own, but I would leave it the way it is because it's a nice luxury vehicle that gets up and goes. While I was sitting there, I was playing with the infotainment, and I did notice, I don't know if you guys can see it, there is a rear sunshade. I think that is really freaking cool. I'm actually kind of impressed that it has a feature like that. I'm going to go ahead and open that back up. There's also heated and cooled seats. There's a heated steering wheel. We're going to turn that on. I'm going to turn the climate control off in here, because just with those two things, I'm wearing a thermal shirt. I'm pretty warm, so I'm not going to go too crazy into it. It does have your typical Chrysler navigation screen. It does give you a pretty decent map in the middle of it, along with all of your presets and everything. It does have satellite radio. And even in the middle, you do have your typical Chrysler little LED thing in the middle of it. It kind of reminds me of the Maseratis we were driving from them. Once again, guys, this is a vehicle by Monicatti Auto Sales. I'd like to thank them so much for letting us borrow these vehicles. We've been working with them for a while now. They're located at I-94 and New Haven Road in Chesterfield Township. Great group of guys. Really glad we could work with them. Always providing us with some good vehicles, good content, and I'm hoping that we're able to help them sell some of their vehicles. I scratch their back, they scratch mine. All right, so this does have auto climate control. Oh, traction control off. Yeah, that could be interesting. So once again, guys, this is the 5.7 liter V8. It has what they consider enough power. It's 363 horsepower and 392 foot-pounds of torque. That's a substantial amount of power considering this is just their entry-level V8. I mean, this car, they do have an SRT option available for this. And the 0 to 60 of it is actually less than 6 seconds, and it has a top speed of 155 miles an hour. Seems unnecessary in a vehicle like this, huh? So we're getting back on the freeway. There is no sport mode for this. You can shift manually, but we're just going to get on the freeway and see what she's made of. Something tells me this is the rear-wheel drive version. It picks up really quickly. I actually really like that level of response, and you can actually hear it when you're getting on it, but not when you're just cruising and kind of minding your own business. There's also a full sunroof, so you do get that. And you can open it all the way. Brings in quite a bit of light, really nice. You got the steering wheel that also has kind of a mimicked wood grain at the top of it. It has like a nice gloss to it. It's probably a pretty good idea to put something like that because it does provide a good amount of grip, and then you're not beating the heck out of a leather steering wheel. But the steering wheel is actually heated. It puts out a pretty good amount of heat. And then even the steering wheel buttons, I had a 2014 Compass. It's pretty similar. It's about the same era of buttons and trim level. This thing isn't completely loaded. It gives you just enough luxuries to get by and call it a luxury vehicle without breaking the bank because you optioned it out so much from the factory. There is memory seats, full power tilt steering wheel and seat. As people have probably guessed, because I drive the cars I drive, I like my steering wheel really close to me, and I like my seat as far back and down as it'll go. Because I'm 6'2", so as you can see, my headroom is pretty close to the top of this, but I'm not necessarily touching it. That is because there's a sunroof. They have to take away quite a bit of headliner to make that happen. All right, let's see what this thing can do off a dead hit with traction control off. it's pretty solid. It definitely makes a huge difference with traction control off or with it on. It definitely tries to cut power a little bit to keep the wheels from spinning. Also, fun fact, I had my cup in here and there was a couple layers of bacon and a snowflake. Thought that was heated seats. Went to go take a drink of my Monster. My Monster was hot. It's not heated seats, it is climate controlled cup holders. So, fun fact, that explains why the heated seat button is inside of the infotainment system. So, you know, sometimes you just gotta do some silly things and learn, but it is what it is. This car's nice. I really do like this thing. All right, let's get this thing apart to talk a little bit about the outside. So typical Chrysler fashion, it doesn't allow you to rev it past 4,000. But this is the outside of the car. Everybody has seen the 300 before. It's nothing special. It's a pretty nice vehicle. It does have some nice tinted windows. And like I said, it's got the sunroof and that rear shade that comes out. All right, here is how well I sit behind someone like myself. Now, as you guys know, I am 6'2", and this is where the 300 comes in handy because it is a really good sized vehicle. I have a ton of legroom. I got decent headroom. There is heated seats back here. It looks like you can control the shade for the rear window from back here as well. That's pretty cool. Pretty nice speakers back here. You still have that trim that follows the back. So this is a pretty nice vehicle overall. I think as a family vehicle, this is very nice. Under here you have your 5.7 liter V8. Nothing special, just a big old engine cover with the Hemi symbol on the side. And then here's your massive trunk space. This is where this vehicle really shines because this is a huge trunk. I mean, that is absolutely massive. I'm still not touching the back. There we go. Oh, it's a very, very large trunk. Right in here, you've got these beautiful gauges. You got that little LED screen in the middle, and then you get your infotainment system over here with your controls. That's for the sunshade. You have all of your garage buttons, and then these guys all up here to vent and open the sunshade and everything. And then you can open and close that from the button back there, which I actually think is more convenient than going through here and changing it. I don't like having to distract myself. Oh wow, this actually has this. I recognize this font. This is actually Garmin. So they have actual Garmin built into the radio. That's pretty cool. So I actually really like this interior. I think this is a very nice car for what it is. Hopefully the price reflects it, and it should sell pretty quickly. But I'd like to thank you all so much for watching, guys. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed if you want to see more content like this. I'd like to thank Monicatti Auto Sales for letting us borrow this vehicle today. Peace out. Keep turning those gears.